All right, week 5 college football breakdown here. CBS game of the week, a game that I think we're all going to have our eyes on. Undefeated Alabama traveling to Fayetteville to take on the Hogs of Arkansas. Bama on the road. Been well publicized how much they've struggled. Still getting a lot of respect from the odds makers here. We're seeing Bama 17-point favorites, a pretty high total as well at 60.5. I think I had the same reaction to this opening line. I think it opened around 15.5. I said, man, with the amount Alabama struggled on the road, this seems like a gift to be getting over 2 touchdowns with an Arkansas team that I've talked about all year. I like this Arkansas team. They should be undefeated. They should have beat A&M last week, if not for that 14-point swing on the goal line. The more I've looked at this game, though, if Bryce Young and this offense come correct, this could be a bloodbath. I mean, the reality of it is this Arkansas secondary is not good. It's not good at all. They lost their All-American safety, Jalen Catalon, earlier this year. He's a big part of what they do, and their cornerbacks have looked suspect this year. I mean, Cincinnati and Ben Bryant, go watch the second half of that game. They had their way with that Arkansas secondary. Spencer Rattler threw for almost 400 yards, and y'all can say most of that came in the second half. Well, this 60-minute game. I mean, if you think, Bama's going to get plenty of possessions here, eventually I think they're just going to have their way with this Arkansas secondary. Arkansas's one saving grace defensively. They got a really good pass rush. 20 sacks here through the first 4 weeks of the season. And, they got after Max Johnson 3 times last week. Probably should have gotten after him more. I thought Johnson actually did a heroic job of avoiding pressure last week. This Arkansas defensive line is legit, and they're really lethal coming off the edge. It'll be a major step-up spot for Alabama's offensive line. They struggled a little bit versus Texas, and they still got some, question marks around who steps up at wide receiver, but they've also got the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. And if those things do get sorted out in this game, it could get ugly. I like Arkansas's offense. I think they're extremely efficient. The reality of it is, though, it's predicated on establishing the run. We saw Alabama against Texas. They really kind of took Bijan Robinson out of that game. They were really good against the run last year. We obviously know what they have coming off the edge as well with Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, and some of their depth pieces coming off the edge are great as well. So it's just a really tough matchup. And we even saw Rocket Sanders in this Arkansas run game didn't really get going last week against Texas A&M to the level that they usually do. I think KJ Jefferson at quarterback, extremely efficient, but if he's put in obvious passing situations, I think the effectiveness of this offense kind of plummets pretty drastically. Now, Jefferson's good with his feet, and I get that. This Alabama defense is top 5 defense in college football. I mean, I see Pete Golding getting criticized for how they played late against Vanderbilt. Is that why? I mean, this Alabama defense is right up there with Iowa as the second best defense in college football. I have Iowa slightly ahead, but I mean, this Alabama defense should be able to dominate this game up front, stop the run, and force Jefferson into some obvious passing downs. I'm not going to play this game yet. If I were to play it, just because we did see Arkansas actually be able to move the ball effectively in Tuscaloosa last year. I mean, they put up 35 on Alabama. Now, Alabama had their highest yard output of the season against Power 5 competition, and they put up 42. So I think the way I'd rather play this game if I were to is to isolate the Alabama team total. Think you'd get that at about 39 as of now, 38.5. Team totals don't usually come out till Saturday morning, widespread. So I'd probably look to isolate Alabama. Recording this on Thursday night, I am going to add some more plays closer to Saturday. I think this is on the short list to possibly be one of those. Before we get out of here, guys, I know you've been staring at the shirt the whole time. If you're wondering how you can look as cool and sexy as me, let me tell you, Proud90.com, unique but very comfortable polos as well. They got t-shirts, hoodies, quarter zips, recently added a ladies line. Proud90's got all your golf apparel needs. Browse their selection. If you see anything you like at checkout, use code Fordham. It's going to get you 15% off your entire order. Check the description for more information.